Hi, Dad.
Hi.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about your family and your life growing up and how the farm came to be. Are you ready to get started?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. So when did your grandparents immigrate to the U.S.?
In the late 1890s, they came from Hiroshima, Japan.
And why did they come?
They were looking for a better life, and they had the opportunity because the Chinese laborers were being blocked from entry into the United States.
So then tell me about your parents and their childhood in Watsonville.
My dad was born in 1904. He was the very first Japanese baby born in Watsonville. And because property owners uh, could not be non-citizens, he became a sham property owner very early in life. He was accepted to UC Berkeley after high school, but he lost his second parent, and he and his sister became orphans, and he was unable to attend.
Oh, that's too bad. What about your mom?
She was the second of 8 children, and she lost her mom when she was 13, and so she had to take the role of surrogate mom for all of her siblings.
That's too bad. And what did their life look like before World War II?
They were married in 1939, and my dad worked as a fertilizer salesman.
So then how did they end up in Poston, Arizona?
Well, after Pearl Harbor, they were ordered to go to the Salinas Rodeo grounds at the Assembly Center, and then they were shipped to an internment camp in Poston, Arizona. And the camp there was very hot and dusty, and it was just rows and rows of wooden barracks.
You were born there, right?
Yes, I was born on D-Day, so my parents were so happy they named me Norman.
And do you remember anything about the internment camps?
No, when we came back, I was only a year and a week old.
Oh.
So my parents tell me that there was no place to live, so they actually had to live at the church hostel for several months before they could find a place. And the resentment against Japanese was pretty bad, and it was really hard to find work at that time.
So how did your dad end up finding work?
Well, he worked as a photography assistant, and then a gardener, and finally a man offered him a chance to become a strawberry sharecropper. And he was 44 years old, had never farmed in his life, but he leapt at the opportunity. And so we became strawberry farmers, and through just very hard work, we made a go of it.
That's pretty neat. So how do you think that growing up on a farm influenced your childhood?
Well, it was sort of long and tedious work, but it gave you a sense of belonging to the family, which I consider extremely valuable. And it also made me more patient to take on very long tasks and to see things through.
So what were your career ambitions aside from farming?
Well, my parents wanted me to be a doctor, but I was kind of squeamish cleaning fish, so I decided to go into the physical sciences. I went to Caltech and later graduate school at UC Berkeley in high energy physics.
So then how did you end up taking over the farm?
In 1971, my dad came down with colon cancer, and he was struggling financially after sending 5 of us to college. So I came home to help him for 6 months, and that turned into about 45 years.
And Uncle Darrell joined you?
Yeah, in 1977, he came back from Cal Poly, and we became partners and been growing strawberries exclusively ever since.
And have you enjoyed it?
Yes, the work is hard, and sometimes I miss the intellectual challenge, but I really, really enjoy physical labor, so it's very pleasurable to me.
So then eventually I came around, and how do you think that my relationship to the farm is different than yours?
Well, when I was a kid, the farm life was the only life. We didn't go to movies or go bowling or have any goof off time with friends. We just came home and worked. And that was kind of okay because it gave us a sense of real belonging to a family, because we realized as children that the family needed us, that we were a part of a team. And I think that sense of belonging is something that's hard to come by for children today.
So you're retired now as of last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And reflecting back, do you have any final thoughts on your experience as a farmer?
Well, everything that I did was connected to something tangible, and I see, the future as being a very high-speed mix of thousands of voices yelling at you from the internet, and it's very easy to get sucked into that. I hope that you will not let other people's opinions chain you down and limit your happiness. That you really need to stay real, do cooking and gardening and things that matter, and live every today to the fullest.
All right. Well, thanks for the advice, Dad. It was good talking to you.